नहीं आ रहा स्क्रीन पे विजिबल है।
Namaskar. Before we begin with the program, I request everyone to put their mobile phone on silent mode. Thank you for your cooperation. Respected Dean Professor Madhura Yadav Ma'am, Director Professor Pankaj Vyasa, Student Welfare, and our distinguished speakers of the day, Mr. Khurshid Bakliwala and Mr. Dinesh Ghodke, and our esteemed faculty members and most important, our lovely students. A very warm welcome, a very nice morning to all of you. Now, today, it gives me an immense pleasure to welcome all of you in today's session, which is the biology of success. Discover your inner edge. Without wasting much of the time, I would like to invite our Dean Madam, Professor Madhura Yadav, to set the tone of the event. Ma'am, please.
Good morning. Good morning, students. So, today's speakers, Mr. Khurshid Bhatliwala, Mr. Dinesh Ghodke, Director DSW, Dr. Pankaj Vyas, all my team of DSW, other faculty members. So, I welcome you here for this very important session for the students of Manipal University, Jaipur. And from the name itself, you must be wondering what is this session is about. So, we are here to listen and interact with the speakers of today's session, Khurshid Bhatliwala and Dinesh Ghodke. So, I am in teaching from last 32 years, and since I have taken the charge of Dean as a Dean for Director of Students' Welfare, I always feel that, unfortunately, in all the higher education institutions, we just focus on enhancing your intelligent quotient. So what are the 12 marks? The admissions are based on that only. Even in engineering, if you enter in the universities, you are always asked what is your CGPA, and the first scrutiny is there for placement as per the CGPA. Then your extracurricular activities and other things. But students, I think life skills are very, very important. So, we all are here to listen to our speakers, how to enhance our emotional quotient, and for that, how the breathing is important, how the sleep is important, how the diet is important. So, I will not take much time. So, once again, I will welcome you all for this session, and over to Anana. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your thoughtful address. I think ma'am has set the tone for today's event. Now, moving further, since we have beautiful guests with us, let us understand and introduce them to everyone. First, it's my privilege to introduce Mr. Khurshid Bhatliwala, properly known as Baba. Now, he is best-selling author, internationally acclaimed TEDx speaker, meditation teacher, personal coach and holistic wellness practitioner. And there are many more adjectives to him. An MSc in Mathematics from IIT Bombay. Baba chose a life dedicated to helping people discover greater well-being through meditation and self-development. Over the past 35 years, he has taught in more than 40 countries and covered more than 2 lakh people into meditation through his engaging blend of science, mindfulness, humor, and timeless wisdom. A sought-after TEDx speaker, he seamlessly blends modern science with ancient Indian wisdom. Moving further, Mr. Dinesh Ghodke is an internationally acclaimed author, TEDx speaker, meditation teacher, leadership coach, and holistic wellness practitioner with over 30 years of experience. A BTech graduate from IIT Bombay, Dinesh began his career at Infosys before choosing a life of service. Having delivered programs in 37 countries, he has addressed audiences at leading universities, Fortune 100 companies, the United Nations conventions, and the World Bank's World Ethic Forum. His work empowers individuals to achieve excellence through resilience, mindfulness, and practical life skills. He has been also awarded with the Adarsh Yuva Puraskar by Shri Mohan Bhagwat Ji at MIT Pune. A passionate fitness enthusiast and alternative healer, Dinesh beautifully combines science, spirituality, and well-being. These two have co-authored 4 acclaimed books: Sleep Your Way to Success, Happiness Express, Ready, Steady, Go, and The Plot Fix. Now I will request Dean Madhura Yadav ma'am and Director Pankaj Vyas sir to formally welcome our guest. Ma'am, can we do it on stage?
Okay. Good morning, everybody. It was not too long ago that I was on that side and someone was here. 35 years can go very, very fast. This I'll tell you. Really fast. Today we are going to talk about this topic, the biology of success. And you must have heard all the various mantras of success, right? What are the usual mantras of success that you hear? What should you be doing to succeed? Yeah? You can sit and talk. Plan, vision, discipline. Yes. What else? You should be able to focus. Very good. What else? Yes? Hard work and smart work together. Consistency. Courageous. Optimistic. You have to be careful with the clicks. So yeah, you will see all those things coming on the screen, right? You need to be all these things, all of you know about this. It has been talked for ages, right? But they all are downstream from something that is uniquely yours. Your body. If you have not understood how your body works, how your mind works, then it is almost impossible to be consistent. It is almost impossible to do any of these things. Optimize. But optimize what? Right? So today's session, we are going to look at the needles that move our body, to prime our bodies to be able to do all this. Okay, interested? Or shall we change the topic? Please say you're interested. I spent a month making this presentation. Alright, so the first basic fundamental source of energy is something you do in most lectures. Right? And it is the one thing that is most neglected by almost every student on the planet. You have no idea the consequences that neglecting sleep has as you grow older. It is said that intelligent people learn from their mistakes. I learned. But wise people know, they learn from other people's mistakes. So even though I have been meditating 35 years, approximately 10-12 years ago, I got a horrific anxiety and panic attack. I had no idea what that was. One night it happened. And for anybody who has ever gone through something like that, it is one of the most unpleasant things that can happen to you. And it was not just one night, it happened again and again and again for some time. You know, Dinesh and I, we have flown so many countries. We have taught in more than, what is the present count, Dinesh? How many countries? 48. We have taught in 48 countries so far. Yeah. And so, flying long distance is not a problem. My halat had become so bad that I could not even fly from Bangalore to Bombay. I would start wanting to drive or take the train. Then it became even worse. I couldn't even leave the ashram. In Bangalore, just going from the ashram to Jayanagar was a task by itself. It was a very dark period of my life, and it is not something that I wish upon anybody. And the one big thing that contributed to this entire huge episode that happened was my utter disregard for sleep. I thought, okay, I'll meditate, yeah. I eat good food. It should sort itself out. It didn't. And ironically, because I could not sleep, and because I was stubborn Parsi, I refused meditation. I refused any allopathic interventions and fixed myself through research. The one thing you learn in IIT is how to do research. Okay, don't ask me maths, don't remember anything. But I do know how to research. And so for the time that I couldn't sleep, I researched about sleep. Okay. And what I found out was truly terrifying. Even doctors don't know most of the things that we're going to talk about today. Now, we have a lot of doctor friends, and they tell me that in the 4-5 year MBBS degree, they have a lecture on sleep for about 5 hours. That's it. And though it is part of the history-taking protocol of any visit to any doctor, no doctor ever asks you how is your sleep because they don't know what to do if you say it's not good. They don't know. Right? So, this section of the talk is not only going to give you a great mind and a healthy body, but it's going to set you up for life. Okay? So, do pay attention. And if you don't pay attention and fall asleep, even that is very good. Okay, I have kind of established what I want to establish. Alright, let's go. So, 50%. For more than 6 million years, human beings as a species slept for 8 to 10 hours every night. Alright? And then 1876 happened. You know what happened in 1876? No, much before. This happened. Yeah. The light bulb was invented. Electricity became available. And very soon, there was everything that is associated with that. There came TV, then the internet came, and then, late night discotheques happened, and then Twitter happened, and Facebook happened, and Instagram happened, and YouTube happened, and suddenly there was just so much to do. Right? So much to do. And so, this is how India looks like today from the satellite. Yeah? So much light. And with so much light, obviously there are lights because people are not sleeping. Right? Otherwise they would shut off the light. isn't it? So what is the real cost of sleep deprivation? Huh? Today, the surveys say that more than 50%, meaning half of you in this room are not sleeping properly. Half of you. Okay, 1 in every 2 people. Insufficient sleep, that second sentence is very important. Insufficient sleep is causing 1.1 lakh crore rupees a year to Indian businesses. Because exactly like my friend over there, he is present over here but he's fast asleep. Right? It is called being present but not being there. Some of you are present, not even asleep, and you are not here. That's called presenteeism. Not absenteeism. Absent, you are not there. Like, not there. Right? But presenteeism means what? You are here, but your mind is somewhere else, taking a vacation. This is causing 1.1 lakh crore rupees a year. If you are ever thinking of starting a business, understand this risk. In fact, now there are some companies in America which give their employees $1,000 bonus every month if their sleep tracker says that they are sleeping 8 hours or more every night. $1,000 bonus just for sleeping. Okay. So it could be one of the most patriotic things you can do for the country because you are saving so much money. Sleep. Sleep deprivation is almost 100% linked to any brain degenerative diseases. Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia, all this is a function of not enough sleep when you are younger. Right? I'll tell you one thing. If you want to be really rich, you know what is the one biggest thing that you require? The biggest. You need to live long. Okay? Because money is the friend of time. And by the time you are really rich, if you have got dementia and Alzheimer's, what are you going to do with the money? Right? I'll tell you from experience, your life actually begins at 50. Because by 50, you don't have to ask permissions from anybody to do what you want to do. And you have the resources that you want to do what you want to do. Right? Right now you have to beg from parents. Please de do yaar, Kashmir jana hai. Right? You want to do something, you are subject to a lot of permissions. You have a lot of energy, but you cannot really do all the things you want to do because you're restricted. At 50, that's not the case. And at 50, you need to have the body you have right now. Only then you will be really able to enjoy your life. And sleep is a part of that. Okay. The last one, I know from experience, we lost one of our very dear friends in Germany. He was just parked in his car. A person who was driving a truck at full speed went and banged into his car because he fell asleep at the wheel, the driver of the truck. Our friend, his name was Freddy, he died. It's very up close and personal. Do you know that drowsy driving kills more people than drunk driving? And there are tests for that, breath test and all that, no? That people do, that police do to check whether you are drunk. But nobody checks whether you are awake enough to drive. Okay, a very similar accident happened to Dinesh, of course. As you can see, he survived. He fell asleep while driving on the Bombay-Pune expressway at 80 kilometers per hour. 108 kilometers per hour. It's called a micro nap. Right? When you are listening or when you are doing something which is automatic, you kind of doze off for a bit if you have not slept enough. And that's exactly what happened to Dinesh. And at 108 kilometers per hour, dozing off for a few seconds can be life or death. He banged into a toll booth. The car was totaled completely. But all four of them in the car totally survived with hardly a few scratches. Yeah. In fact, the two guys on the back seat were asleep, so they straight away woke up in hospital. They kind of slept through their through the most thrilling part of their life, most whatever. Uh, what I'm saying is, if you are not sleeping enough, you could become a hazard to your own life and to the lives of people around you. Okay? So it is no longer about concentration and focus. It is about living your time. Okay? In fact, sleep is so important that the Guinness Book of World Records refuses to take records about sleep, about not, about staying awake, because they consider it too dangerous. Guinness Book of World Records, they have no problems that someone holds 10 live rattlesnakes in their mouth. That is okay. Yeah? And then there is another record about this guy who actually ate an aeroplane. He sat and ate an aeroplane. Okay, for over 3 months. It took him some time. 3 years. Okay, whatever. Maybe save the propeller for dessert. Right? That is not dangerous. But staying awake to make a record, this is considered dangerous. Okay? And you think in your own life, and I also think in my own life, how many times we have kind of said, अरे यार ये एक presentation खत्म कर देते, अरे यार एक particular assignment खत्म कर देते, अरे वो एक email डालना है वो खत्म कर देते, right? Or it is just let me finish this Netflix show, right? I'll tell you right here. If what you are doing after say around 11 o'clock in the night is not something you would do, it is not something you would wake up for to do at 4 a.m., stop doing it and go to sleep. That's the test. 11 बजे जो तुम कर रहे हो ना, वो यदि तुम उठ के 4 बजे सुबह नहीं करोगे ना, like you will wake up specifically for 4 a.m. to do it. I'll wake up at 4 a.m. and scroll on my Instagram. Right? If that is no, then put whatever it is you are doing aside and just sleep. Okay? This is the acid test. It has worked for me again and again and again. Yeah? Like the last slide of this presentation I made today morning, because yesterday it didn't work. Yesterday, 11:30, I was still working on it, and then 11, I will not wake up at 4 a.m. to make the last slide. I will do it later. I just shut it and went to sleep. Okay? So this is a very good question to ask yourself, because let's go ahead. All right, we get to the because in a bit. The biggest problem with sleep deprivation is that it is insidious. People who are sleep deprived don't know they are sleep deprived. See, a person who is drunk knows they are drunk. No. How many of you drink alcohol? हाथ उठाओ. ठीक से हाथ उठाओ. All the professors, teachers, please look at me. Others are lying. So, you know when you are drunk, you know you are drunk. But you don't know when you are sleep deprived. You simply don't. Okay? Because one of the things that happens with sleep deprivation is it eats away from your prefrontal cortex, which is the place where you can make decisions from. So the ability to decide only is not there. Ability to figure out that I am indeed sleep deprived is simply physically absent. And so you cannot figure it out. Okay. Typical Friday, classes are over, everything is done, work is done, etc., etc. You went back home. And then you say, okay, let me go hang around with a few friends. And you're not doing alcohol, you're not doing drugs, you're not doing any of that stuff. You're just hanging around with people you really like. Maybe you're watching a movie, maybe you're playing a board game, maybe you're just doing gappa shappa. Okay? And suddenly you realize, oh my god, it's 11:30, 12 o'clock in the night, I need to go back. I need to go back home. And so you jump into your car and you drive back home, or you drive back on a bike. Has this happened with people? अरे हाँ ना कुछ तो बोलो ना. You Friday night you have driven back, right? Now the shocker is that your response to the road at that point will be worse than a person over the legally drunk limit. You're driving drunk. Would you say you're drunk? Oh, I'm fine. Right? This is what I mean. Sleep deprivation is insidious. You do not know, you cannot know that you're sleep deprived until it happens. Until that micro ramp happens. Right? Okay? So 3 questions, come on. Now I need raise of hands. Number 1. How many of you wake up naturally without an alarm? Brilliant. All the others you've already failed. Okay? All the people who are not putting your hand up, you are sleep deprived. Okay, keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. Next. Do you feel refreshed and energized when you wake up without the need of any caffeine? All the people who have their hands up, only those people, continue keeping your hands up if this is true. Okay, you passed the second test. The third one. Does this feeling of being refreshed and energized last until at least 12 noon? Okay, now the people with the hands up, congratulations, you're sleeping well. All the others in the room are sleep deprived. Like I said, more than 50%. I think 70% of this room is sleep deprived. Would you even acknowledge that? Are you getting what I'm saying? Sleep deprivation is insidious. You do not know you're sleep deprived. Okay? Okay? So then why sleep? Right? Why sleep? These are the benefits. Cognitive ability and memory. Ability to understand stuff. How many of you are understanding what I am saying? If you are not, chances are it's because you are sleep deprived. How many of you go, shit man, uska naam kya tha kya? Bhul gaya. Sleep deprivation. You are too young to have a senior moment. Alright? Okay, so cognitive abilities and memory. Screwed if you are sleep deprived. Ultimate anti-aging pill. When you are sleeping enough, you are actually slowing down aging. Okay? Every night that you are not sleeping enough or not sleeping properly, you are accelerating the aging process. You are growing older. The first point says you are growing dumber. The second point says you are growing older. Alright? You are falling sick more often if you don't sleep enough. See, for people who sleep well, it's difficult for them to fall sick, and even if they fall sick, they recover very fast. Okay? For the others, someone sneezes and you get a cold. And if you get a cold, it lingers and lingers and lingers, just doesn't go. Because the immune system is compromised. Right? A lot of the rest and repair that is supposed to happen in your system is happening in the night. You don't do that, you are depriving yourself of a better body. Simple as that. Huh? Improves your sex drive. Okay? You have no idea how many couples I have counseled where one of them says while having sex, the other fellow falls asleep, other person falls asleep. Because sex is quite relaxing. Okay? And instead of going into the pleasure zone, they go into the sleep zone, they just fall asleep. And then there is all this couple counseling and etc. which can all be avoided if they just actually slept before having sex. Alright? And then, sleep is the foundation of any success. You tell me what success you want. You want a great body. Anybody who goes to the gym will tell you, you cannot develop muscles if you are not rested. You want a great mind, you want mental focus and clarity. You stay awake one night, how do you feel the next day? Any mental focus clarity is there? Forget it. Not present. Yeah? You want even spiritual success. This is what happens to us in our courses, you know. People come to learn meditation with us, and then they come at 6 a.m. to the meditation hall, and like 70% of them are snoring. I tell them, why you come here? You should just stay in the bed. Sleep properly. Right? So whether it is physical, mental success, whether it is material success, you want to earn a lot of money, you want power, or whether it is spiritual success. If you don't have sleep, forget it, not happening. Okay? Yeah. So then I guess you are kind of convinced now that sleep is important? Yes?
Yes.
So what are the two questions then? How much sleep? And how do I make my sleep better? How much sleep is easy? For all the people in this room, 8 hours every night, non-negotiable. If you are not sleeping 8 hours a night, you are growing older, you are growing dumber, you are growing less sexy. Okay? You are falling sick more often, and you are basically a grumpier human being to be around. People will start avoiding you. The reason people don't avoid you is even they are sleep deprived, so they don't even realize what kind of an idiot they are moving around. Okay? Yes? It's a good question. What is more important, 8 hours of continuous sleep or 10 hours of broken sleep? Now when you say broken sleep, what do you mean? Because if you are saying I will sleep 6 hours in the night and then sleep 4 hours in the day, that will not work. But there is something called biphasic sleep, where people sleep say from 10 o'clock to 1 a.m. then they get up and do some thing and then they go back to sleep 2 a.m. to whatever, 8 a.m. That is cool. One second. Give him a mic, please.
Morning, sir. Sir, as for a sports person I used to sleep at 9, used to wake up around 4:30 or 5. Then I used to go play for like 2.5 hours and be productive all day. And then I used to go sleep during the afternoon time or maybe during the evening.
So that is not a good idea. Okay. It's fine to get up at 4 a.m. Just having a little thought. So it's fine to get up at 4 a.m. It's fine to do your sports till maybe 5:30 or 6. That is cool. 6 a.m. you come back and sleep for 2 hours. Don't sleep in the afternoon for a longer time because that's going to mess up your night sleep. Okay? Alright, you know what? There are going to be a lot of questions on sleep. I know that. So we'll save the questions for later. Okay? Keep them, we'll come back to it. Cool? Yeah. So, 7 to 9 hours. Now, how do you optimize sleep? I'll give you 5 things to do. 1. Minimize white light exposure in the evenings. Okay. See, for millions of years in the night, what colors did we see? Before electricity, what color did we see? Yellow, orange, fire, basically. Right? So, our brain has got the software that after sunset, if you see yellow, orange colored light, it is fine. It means the sun has set. I should prepare the body for sleep. But if you see white, you're confusing the brain and telling the brain, hello, sun is not set. So the brain kind of postpones the onset of sleep. For every hour of white light exposure after sunset, your actual sleeping time that should have happened is postponed by half an hour. So say 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., you are staring at a screen or you are, in white light. In India, almost all houses are white light. Okay, tube lights. Then 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. You're supposed to feel sleepy at 10 o'clock, you start feeling sleepy only at midnight. Because the sleep cycle itself is good. You are giving confusing signals to your brain. Okay? So one of the biggest things you can do is remove all white light sources in your house, in your environment. Okay? Put yellow light. White light belongs to hospitals. Yellow light is 5-star hotel. What do you want your house to be? A hospital or a 5-star hotel? Think about it. Okay? Next. Black out your bedroom. Okay, many bedrooms look like this. Not so neat, but you get what I mean. So, don't just shut off the light And that animation took a hell of a long time to do. Okay, don't just shut off the light. I want you to block out the curtains as well. This is thanks to ChatGPT, by the way. Okay, get another image of the curtains drawn. Very cool. I was very happy with the effect. Alright? So you need to black out the bedroom. And when I say black out, it should be really dark. So dark that if you put your hand in front of you, you can't see your fingers. That dark. Okay? Because any light is going to tell your brain something is happening, and so the brain will not let you go into the deeper stages of sleep. You will fall asleep, but the full benefit of sleep will not come. Cool? Next. My favorite. Hot shower before bed. Okay, when you take a hot shower before bed, what happens? All the blood in your body comes to the extremities, comes to the skin. Because of that, your core body temperature falls. And when your core body temperature falls by about 2 to 3 degrees, you fall asleep really well. So a very pleasant thing to do, take a nice hot shower, okay, and get into bed, go to sleep. Cool? Simple things. Very important. Just as in the night, you need yellow light or no light, in the day to wake up, you need sunlight. Many people see this hall is beautiful, but there is no light over here. There's no real sunlight over here. Okay, so if this lecture was at say 8:30 in the morning, all of you would be asleep, including me, in this hall, because we've simply not got enough sunlight. Right? So 20-minute walk every morning, the first thing you do when you wake up, without your phone. Okay? Walk. 20 minutes. Get the sunlight in. That will wake you up. Just as the brain needs no light to start the sleep cycle and put you to sleep, the brain needs a lot of light to stop the sleep cycle and wake you up so that you can get along with your day. Does that make sense? Okay? Yeah. And then one bonus. These 3 plants. This one is the money plant. Everybody knows about it. That's the areca palm. And then this one is called, and I didn't name it, it's called mother-in-law's tongue. Right? Also called the snake plant. So, these 3 plants are very interesting because they actually give oxygen in the night. They are nocturnal oxygenators. So having them in your room, and normally Indian rooms are quite small. So what happens is you fall asleep, you've got the AC on, right? And then you are breathing. There is no way the air can go out, so there is a carbon dioxide buildup. So wake up in the morning feeling heavy and tired. You got your 8 hours of sleep, you did everything right, but you're still feeling heavy and tired because of the carbon dioxide buildup that has happened through your own breath through the night, because the room is small, right? So you put these plants inside your room. What happens is they keep taking your carbon dioxide, making it into oxygen, so you wake up so much fresher. Okay? Very simple. And the mother-in-law's tongue plant is like the easiest thing to grow. Okay? It thrives on neglect. You need to water it twice a month. Twice a month. Anybody can do this. Okay? So get a few of these and put them in your rooms. Yeah? Even if you are in a hostel, you can always buy like 2 of these and put them in it. Get a nice bit of color into your room, and they are just so easy to care for. Like, even if you go for your break for like 3-4 months and nobody there to water them, it's okay, they will be still very happy. They're not so very happy, but when you come back, you just give them water, they'll be cool. Okay? Literally impossible to kill these things. Alright? Okay. Areca palm is a little finicky, it needs watering and sunlight. Money plant is also another very hardy plant. But the mother-in-law's tongue, these plants are brilliant, really easy to grow, and they do a lot of work. The only thing you have to remember is dust. So the oxygen is coming from the leaves of the plant. If there is dust on the plant and has settled, it's not working so well. So you need to wipe them clean maybe once or twice in a month, so that they do their job the way they're supposed to. Cool? So, 4 things plus the plants. Yeah, if you want to screenshot this, please go ahead, screenshot it. If you remember it, great for you, remember it. Okay. dangerous to just remember and do nothing. Okay? Alright? These 4 things will improve your sleep quality by like 70-80%. Just these 4 things. Okay, but there is a lot more. And if you want a lot more, then we have written this book. It's called Sleep Your Way to Success, available on Amazon, shameless self-promotion. Please buy, read and leave reviews. Okay? Help an author. Alright. Now the third question. Okay, I learned about all this. But I get into bed and I just like eyes wide open, I can't sleep. What should I do? Well, rest of this talk, we're going to look at various systems of the body that not only fix this, but fix like a few hundred other things. Okay? Yeah? Now, before we get into that, if you want, we can take like 3 or 4 sleep questions. Anybody had, you had a sleep question?
Why does the duration of sleep decrease as we get older?
Okay, good question. So, when you are younger, say until you are 16 or 17, 16, okay, there is something called growth hormone that is secreted by your brain when you are fast asleep. Alright? The growth hormone is that hormone that is going to actually grow you. Okay? All your bones, all your muscles, all your blood, everything is governed by that particular thing. Once you have in quotes grown, you are around like 18, 20 years old, you don't need so much of growth hormone. So the growth hormone trickles down, it stops giving you so much of that, and so you don't need to sleep for those 10-12 hours that a baby does. Okay? Any adult needs to actually sleep 8 hours, but because of bad lifestyle choices throughout life, as you grow older, it becomes more and more difficult for you to sleep. Like my father sleeps 5 hours.
But as we get older, don't our bodies get weaker, so don't they need more time to get
Exactly. But because of bad habits that you have cultivated over the years, now when you actually need sleep, you can't. That is why you need to start doing it right away. Okay? See, I'll tell you one thing. You want to be healthy at 60, you can't start at 59. You can't. Okay? And I'll tell you, I am 58 years, I'll be 59 this year. And I am healthier at 59 than I was at 40. I promise you that. Okay? But that 40 to 44, when that panic and all that happened to me, I could have easily avoided if I just paid attention to these basics. Sleep properly, eat good food. I seriously don't want this to happen to anybody else, which is why I go around the world and lecture about this to people. And I cross my fingers and hope that you listen to me. Okay? Because it's simply not worth it. What happens is simply not worth it. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Anybody else? Sleep question? Yeah. Mike.
Good morning, sir. Sir, sometimes I sleep like इतनी गहरी नींद आ जाती है कि I lose my consciousness and I do not even realize कि कोई आ भी रहा है, someone knocking the door or someone is saying something. कभी-कभी इतनी गहरी नींद आती है, so what's the solution for this? So क्या करना चाहिए?
Consider yourself lucky. Okay, if you can sleep like that, that's very good. But it could also be a sign of utter exhaustion. You have pushed yourself too much and that is why you're sleeping like this. Because your body has said, to hell with the world, man, I need my rest now. Okay?
But sir, my parents said like that कि हिंदी में कहावत है काक चेष्टा पर ध्यान टाइप. So they say कि ऐसे सो कि मतलब उतना चेत में सोना कि भाई कोई भी क्या कर रहा है आपको भनक नहीं चाहिए.
जरा भी नहीं ऐसा नहीं सोना चाहिए. You should be able to sleep the way you are sleeping. That is the right way.
Thank you.
Okay? Tell your parents to be jealous instead of actually sleeping. Okay, let's move to the next. What time is it now? 12. So we've been sitting for approximately an hour, and this is a great time for Dinesh to take over. Because the next section is all about sitting.
WHO, the World Health Organization, in 2002 came up with a new disease. They call it the sitting disease. Did you know that? Just because we are sitting so much, it is affecting every system of the body and our brain. Did you know that? Our bodies were not meant to sit so much for such a sedentary lifestyle. See, thousands of years, what have we done? Body has moved, right? So, when we were in the forest, we were hunter-gatherers, right? It involved a lot of running around, a lot of moving. Even when agriculture started, we settled down at river, basins, and what did we do? A lot of movement. That's why you see, you go to any of our villages, the village women, they are healthy. 80, 90, they have all their senses, at like full optimal utilization. They are strong, and because they move. But what happened since the 1900s, and we just sit. If at all, what we have done is we've grown our thumbs stronger. Have you noticed that? Through scrolling and everybody just show me thumbs up. What muscles, man. And our fingers have become stronger. Everything is at our fingertips. So what we will do is, since you've been sitting and your palms are now sort of flat and squashed, just for 3 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes, come on, let's all stand up. Just notice the state of your brain also, right now, How are you listening? How are you understanding? And then, let's move a little bit and then see if something shifts inside. Okay? So what I want you to do is first, just bounce it. Keep your body loose. Deep breaths. Let the breath also move. Come on, shake, shake, shake. अब इसमें भी शर्माओगे तो कैसे चलेगा? Come on, but the person next to you is not moving. Just move then. Come on. Deep breaths. Even if you do just this 100 times, 100 jumps like this, your body will thank you like nobody's business. Okay, what I want you to do is now let's move our hands. Go to your left. Come on, both hands. And onto the other side. Haven't you been to a football match? So nice, huh? Go down. And go down. The other side, very good. A little faster. Okay guys, when he says do something, do it. No? Well, just standing, what is it that is stopping you from, that is what is going to stop you from success. The exact thing that is stopping you from doing this, you are feeling, कैसा लगेगा, और लोग क्या बोलेंगे, ये सब सोचते हो ना, तब जब कोई बिजनेस आइडिया आता है तब भी वही थॉट्स आते हैं, कैसा लगेगा, and then you drop it. Okay, look at your own mindset, guys. Here is Dinesh telling you, jump. What's the big deal in bouncing like this? What's your problem? Right? Identify that problem. Watch what it is, because that is what is going to stop you later on in life. I promise you that. Okay. Shall we? Give it one more try. Okay. Yeah. Now a little bit for our dudes. Shake. Do a little belly belly. Sorry, Okay. Now just hold for a moment and watch. How do you feel? See, the body feels. You feel that buzz? Yeah? That is the energy that's moving. And this movement of energy, it strengthens the organs of the body, it strengthens the structures, it relaxes them, it heals them, and it makes the brain so much more alive and active. Okay? That's good. Let's sit up.
So like this, na, and this could be a suggestion for the teachers as well. If you have a longer lecture, like 2 hours, after about an hour, if you can get your kids moving for just like one minute, you'll be surprised at how much more energy and how much more focus is suddenly there in the class. Not only for them, for you also. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you a very short biology lecture, something you might have studied in 8th or 9th standard. There is something called the nervous system in your body. Okay? It is called nervous, not because it is nervous, but it is made of nerves. I would have preferred it, they call it nerval, but they call it nervous. Okay? Now there are 2 branches of the nervous system. One is the sympathetic branch and the other is called the parasympathetic branch. Okay? The sympathetic branch is the system that your body fires when it feels you are in danger. The moment your body feels that there is a threat, the sympathetic branch will fire. Okay? So what does the sympathetic branch do? It prepares you for a fight or a flight. Something has come in front of you, इसको तो मैं मार डालूंगा, तो fight. और वापस ये मेरे को मारेगा, तो flight. Do you get it? So it's the fight or flight response of the nervous system that comes up when you are faced with danger. Now the problem here is that your brain cannot tell the difference between a tiger and an angry girlfriend. It can't. For the brain, it is exactly the same. I am feeling threatened. Right? So either the brain will go into fight, क्या बात करता है? Or you go to flight, बात नहीं कर रहा. Do you get this? The fight and flight. Now, what is happening here? For the fight and flight to happen, it requires blood. Blood is energy in the body, right? So whenever you are feeling threatened, the brain starts diverting blood from various parts of the body to your extremities, fight or flight, right? So first, your stomach stops digestion. And that is why, see, when you are scared, there is a cold feeling over here. Because cold is why? Because the warm blood has been diverted into the legs and the hands. Then it's going to increase your heartbeat. Because it wants more blood. You need to be able to do the fight or flight. And then what happens is the prefrontal cortex, where the thinking, cognitive abilities, all that is right, that is drained of blood. That is why a person who is scared, a person who feels threatened, cannot think logically because they don't have the energy, they don't have the blood only. Because this part has been shut down. Okay, and the response has gone down into the base brain, which is a reptilian brain, which is just thinking of survival. How do I stay alive in this situation? That's the only thing that is happening. And the problem again is, your brain doesn't understand that this is just an angry girlfriend, boyfriend, professor, father, mother. For the brain, it is like a charging tiger. Get it? Okay? As we evolved, the second two came, freeze and appease. There are some people, have you noticed people go to shock? कुछ हो जाता है एकदम, they are frozen, freeze, the freeze state. And then the appease state. मैं वापस नहीं करूँगा, मुझे माफ कर दो please. You're blabbering. You're not making any sense. कुछ तो आ रहा है. Sorry. You get it? So this is the sympathetic nervous system that has been fired. And it has been fired simply because you're feeling threatened. Somewhere or the other, this situation is making you feel unsafe. Got it? Okay? This is the source of stress. Wherever there is stress, it is the sympathetic nervous system that is fired. Okay? The parasympathetic, when you are feeling relaxed, when you are feeling calm, when you are feeling safe. At that time, rest happens, sleep happens. Right? If the building is on fire, you are not going to think of, okay, how can I get my 8 hours of sleep? It will be, how can I get out of the building? Fight or flight. Right? But it's when things are safe, then rest starts. Digestion starts. Okay? And social engagement. Like what we are doing right now. I am talking, you are listening hopefully. Right? So, the social engagement, even if you are just whispering to your partner, the person sitting next to you, and something is going on there, that is because you are feeling safe. Right? Now the dilemma of any teacher is this, shall I keep them safe or shall I keep them scared? Because if I scare them, yes, they will also pay attention, but they are so scared that their prefrontal is empty, and so they are not really listening to what I am teaching anyway. And if I keep them safe, that happens. Right? So, social engagement ke liye, you need safety. Alright? So, I prefer the safe. Because I would rather that 50%, 60% of you get what I am saying, really get it, and the other 40%, if they find that what they are talking about is more interesting in their life, or if they find that their phone is more interesting than me, that's fine with me. You get it? Okay? So, understand these two states. One is the scared, threatened state, in which you can't think. The other is the safe state, in which social engagement, in which conversations, relationships, business, sports, all this happens in the safe space. Cool? Next. Say you're walking along this scary jungle path. Okay. Now at this point, any noise is going to be like, God knows what this is. Right? So you are hyper alert. You are not in a safe space. And this is how we kind of grew up on this planet. Right? We are never in a really safe space. And so our brains are wired to pick up. Oh, idhar kya ho raha hai? Oh, she's just walking. Oh, he scratched his nose. Oh, you're wired to pick up all that. Because it was a survival strategy. Because at that time, one rustle of a leaf could mean life or death. And that has been the habit for millions of years. But today, in an office environment like this, you wanting to work over there and you want to focus, is going to be possible? Evolution is against you. Because your brain is wired to look for, oh, you get it? Your brain is wired to catch those things. You are evolutionarily made to catch those things. And so, it stopped being survival of the fittest, today it is survival of the focused. Can you stay focused in a distracted environment? When there are a million things happening around you, can you still focus and do your work? When I was making this presentation, I was staying with a friend in Bombay. And I have trained myself to be able to sit and work for hours. 2-3 hours is not a problem for me. Okay. My friend Anjana's daughter, she's 18 or 19 years old. Suddenly she comes into the room and says, "Where is your break? How can you sit like this and work?" I cannot sit for more than 15 minutes. And why is that? It is, well, you can go to the next slide. It is because you have actively trained your brain to be distracted. What are you doing? Do you notice you are continuously doing something on the phone, you have some laptop on, you're having another conversation here, you're doing like 5 things at a time. You're trying to multitask. Now let me tell you what happens when you multitask. Okay? Say you're working on a presentation. Now the millions of neurons that are there in your brain are wired in a particular way so that presentation mode is on. I am working on the presentation. And then the notification comes. Your best friend has sent you some joke. And you feel, isko to reply karna padega. So you start replying to that. And now what has happened? Your presentation mode neurons have had to rearrange themselves to best friend goof off mode. Right? Then you come back to the presentation. So now again those billions of neurons inside your head, they have to reposition themselves. Oh, I am not best friend goofing off, now I am working. And then the love of your life sends you one message, slightly angry. The shit man, now what did I do? Right? So now again those millions of neurons have to now arrange themselves into, I have to say sorry to my girlfriend/boyfriend. Right? And then now they have to arrange themselves again when you come back to the presentation, and then your best friend puts another joke. And in half an hour, 45 minutes, you have accomplished nothing and you are exhausted. Why? Because you have been messing around with your brain. The brain is not physically capable of doing more than one thing at a time. By the way, this is an amazing little tidbit of knowledge for anybody who has anxiety or panic. The anxiety and panic mode happens because it is happening right now. If you distract your brain at that point, it will go away. I used to play senseless video games. You know, where you have things falling from the screen and you have to shoot them. So what is happening when the panic is coming up, I distract my brain. My brain can do only one thing at a time. So if it now focusing on shooting those things, it cannot be panicked anymore. I just stay on the game for 10 minutes, I'm fine. That's how I conquered that. Now of course I don't need it, but that's how I conquered it. Okay? If you are having this issue, try it. It really works. And someone else is having this issue, tell them. Play a game. Okay? One really simple fix. Now the slide before that said a brain secret. You become better and better at what you do more and more. You become better and better at what you do more and more. So if you are scrolling on Instagram with your attention on a single post for about 3 seconds, what are you doing? You trained your brain actively to focus only for 3 seconds. So you've got evolution, which is anyway made you distracted, and on top of that you are putting this habit that don't focus for more than 5 seconds. And then you sit in class and the teacher is talking something and you don't know where the last half an hour went. So multitasking is impossible, really. You know, when she read out our intro, she said many other things. Vandana, right? Yeah? Vandana said many other things. Dinesh and I are involved in so many things you have no idea. So how do we manage all that? How can I write a book, deliver lectures, make presentations? One of my passions is cooking, cook. How can I do all that? Take care of my dog, write my blog, whiteboard. How can I do all that? Because I do one thing at a time. I don't multitask. I stay with one thing. Okay? That's one of the big secrets of success, by the way. Stay with one thing. And train your brain actively to be with one job. You know, even when you're doing some क्या बोलते हैं, relaxation. See, the brain does not know you are relaxing by scrolling. It does not know that. All it knows is also mentioned I'm a personal coach. You have no idea. Almost all my clients who are between 35 and 40, they come to me and tell me this one thing. I achieved all I wanted, only to know this is not what I wanted. Crores of rupees in the bank, 3 houses, 4 cars, completely dissatisfied with life. Totally dissatisfied. One of them on the verge of suicide. सब कुछ हो, सब कुछ है लेकिन अरे भाई लेकिन मतलब क्या? कभी सोचा? बस मेरे फ्रेंड ने बोला ना इसीलिए मैं कर रहा हूँ, मेरे माँ बाप ने बोला इसलिए मैं कर रहा हूँ, मेरे इन लॉज ने बोला इसीलिए मैं कर रहा हूँ. अरे भाई तेरे को क्या करना है? ये देख, फिर वो कर, उसमें satisfaction. ठीक है? And sometimes those things can be impractical, so you need to have the practical side also. Get your finances sorted and then do all those things. Okay? Keep that also. And never to focus work for more than an hour. After an hour, take 10 minutes break. Okay? Yeah. Now let's look at a bit of stress. So there are 2 types of stress. Short-term stress. Short-term stress is कुछ तो अभी हो रहा है. Right? Your car banged into something. Right? It is extremely stressful, but it is extremely short. And human beings are amazingly adapted to that. We can handle short-term stress every time. It's not a problem. Haven't you noticed that in your life? Things have gone horribly wrong, and you have managed and you have handled, and you come out and say, I have no idea from where I got the strength to manage that. Yes, this must have happened to everybody by this age. Okay. So we are brilliant at adapting to short-term stress. That is not a problem at all for us. Okay. In fact, this is also very stressful. right? So you need to reframe the stress. You need to reframe that panic. You know, when you're feeling anxiety or panic coming up, you need to reframe it and say, oh, it's my body preparing me to survive. Okay? I used to say, people go into the gym and do so much of cardio to get their heartbeat up. मैं तो बैठे-बैठे मेरा heartbeat ऊपर हो जाता है. Embrace it completely. Then it works. Okay? So reframe it. If you're walking into an examination hall and your heartbeat is going okay, you feel what is it? What's going on? You're actually, when you are stressed, do you notice you are hyper alert? You hear better, you see better, right? So just say, okay, this is my body making me really prepared for this exam. There was a study that was done in Stanford, I think, which said that 60 to 70% of the people who did this reframe scored like 20 to 30% more marks than they would if they didn't. So that's something you could try out the next time you are feeling a little bit. Okay? But the real kicker is long-term stress. And long-term stress is low level. It is not, building is not falling all the time. Right? It is, yeah, that assignment I need to finish. Right? It is, oh, I have to have this difficult conversation with this person. It is, I need to go to the dentist. It is only chotu things that are there. And this slow boil means that the body does not really go into the fight or flight. The sympathetic is not really activated, but it is like on standby. Right? And so there is this cocktail of chemicals that is flowing through your system all the time, and you are on an edge, and then something small happens and you just explode. Have you noticed that? Think about the last time you got really angry. Was it worth it? In fact, you are thinking, why am I getting so angry over something so stupid? It's not that one thing. It is the build-up that has happened. Small things. And then finally, oh my God, I can't handle it anymore. You explode. Right? So that is that slow boil of the long-term stress. And this is the reason why we should get into what we are going to talk about, the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is the nerve that is the trigger for your parasympathetic nervous system. Okay? When your vagus is happy, when you are not feeling threatened, okay, these are the things that happen. Your heart feels great, you have better emotional, mental well-being, you don't get upset too easily, okay, better digestion, more robust immune system, improved stress resilience, you don't feel stressed so soon, most importantly, better sleep. When that happens, of course, everything else becomes better. Okay, and so, how do we enhance the vagus? These are 5-6 things that you can do. Okay? We get to the humming. Dinesh is saying, can we do the humming now? We'll do it. Okay. One more little thing I want to put in there before we get into the full technique, and it is the breath. Everybody take a deep breath in. Without. One more. I'm going to tell you something that will blow your mind. So there is a reason why there is a sea and a beach over there. Breathe in. The amount of air molecules that went into your body when you took the deep breath in is more than the amount of grains of sand on every single beach in the world. One breath. One breath. You are breathing in more sand in air molecules than sand is there on the beach. Every single beach in the world. Okay. That is the amount of air that's going inside. And you are breathing 11,000 liters of air every day. 11,000 liters of air every day. And if I ask you what do you want in your life and you say I want better relationships and I want financial freedom and I want XYZ and ABC and success and this and that, and you put them all on you put them all on one side and you put your breath on the other side, what will you choose? What do you choose? The breath. So more important than the most important thing in life, huh? I get one of the most neglected things. Right? So yes, breathing is important. In fact, look at your shoes. Just look at your shoes. Yeah? Some of them are good shoes, some of them are negative. If you ask a very, very good friend, will you keep my shoes in your house for 5 days? Very good friend, huh? What will they say? ठीक है. But if you ask that same friend, will you keep my body in your house for 5 days after the breath is gone? What do they say? Huh? The reason you are worth what you are worth is because of your breath. Otherwise, your shoes are worth more than that. Even the torn Bata chappals. Okay? Little humbly. Alright. So, we want to upgrade this operating system of ours that we have got, which makes us feel distracted, which makes us, do all the things that we know we should not be doing. And the technology is meditation. So, we're not going to get into the rest of the slides, we're just going to the technique itself. Okay, we're going to enhance the vagal tone. So, how are we going to do it? 3 things we are going to do. One is, we are going to do the breathing, little bit of breathing. Okay, in fact, I will make you do something really interesting before we actually get into it. So, you're going to do a little bit of breathing, then you're going to do humming. Or if you want, you can go Om, same thing. Okay? So we'll do about 9 times of humming. And then you keep your eyes closed and simply listen to whatever we say and see what happens. Cool? Okay? So the first thing I want to say is, can you start the timer please? Find your pulse. Found it? Okay? Now, Dinesh is going to time 15 seconds and you're going to count. Alright? The number. Ready? So, everybody's got their pulse? Start. Count. Stop. How much? Someone you shout out your number there? 92 in 15 seconds. Okay, whatever the number. Okay, just kind of remember the number or write it down somewhere. You're going to do exactly 2 minutes of breathing. Okay, and then you're going to check your pulse again and see what has changed. Alright, ready? So eyes closed, sit comfortably. Shall we start? So first breathe out fully, exhale all the air as much as you can, squeeze your lungs. And then breathe in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in, fill up the lungs, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, empty the lungs fully, 5, 6, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in,
4. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In. Nice and slow. 4. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And relax the breath. Keep the eyes closed for a minute. And now slowly open your eyes and check your pulse. Finish. Can you put the timer again? Ready? Start. Stop. Reduced? In 2 minutes, you have got control over your cardiovascular system. Yes? You have actually managed to reduce your heart rate. This is a very big deal. Okay? What you have done with the breathing, whenever the exhalation is longer than the inhalation, your vagus is triggered, you go into rest and digest, the parasympathetic is triggered, and so you are automatically more relaxed, so your heart does not beating as much. Okay? Yeah? So, we'll do 2 more minutes of this. This time we will not open our eyes. After that, we are going to do the humming. Okay, 9 times you will chant Om, and then Dinesh will guide us into a short meditation. Okay? So sit comfortably, phones off, आराम से बैठ जाओ. If the lights can be dim, much better. Possible for the lights to be dim. This is your official chance to sleep off. Meditation is said to be Nidra, but light sleep. So you can just slide back into your chair so that your lower back is supported. There are some seats empty. Some of you can come right in front. Sit in your chair. Seats are empty. Alright, so can we take a challenge to keep our eyes closed? Just for a few minutes, okay? Like I said, this is your chance to totally relax. Let's close our eyes. We can keep your palms on the laps and feet on the floor. Feet resting on the floor, lower back is supported. Let's keep the body still. So still, so relaxed, you don't even want to move a muscle. Take a deep breath in. And breathe out fully. We will do it with a count of 4 and 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2,
in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax. Relax the breath. We'll do the humming sound for 6 breaths, and with 3 breaths we can chant Om at the end. Breathe in. Breathe in deeply, nice and resonant sound. Chant Om 3 times. Breathe in. Just relax. For a little while, nothing to know, nothing to do, no one to be or nowhere to go. Just relax. Without much effort, gently take your attention to the surroundings. Listen to all the sounds around. accept all the noises and relax. When we accept the noises, they go to the background, they stop bothering us. You are in harmony with the surroundings. Relax more and more.
Oops की क्लास कितनी important है oops की क्लास कितनी important
A gentle breath in and let go, relax. We will effortlessly scan through our whole body, starting with becoming aware of our feet. Just a gentle attention to the feet. Let them soften, let them relax. Your knees, thighs and hips. Feel both the legs softening, relaxing. Let your awareness glide up to the genitals, abdomen and stomach. Chest, shoulders, right arm, left arm, throat and the neck, face, and the top of the head. Keep your eyes closed. Become aware of the whole body. Relax your whole body. This is your chance to keep your eyes closed and be absolutely quiet, relaxed. Effortlessly, gently become aware of your thoughts. Good thoughts or bad thoughts, doesn't matter. Like clouds in the sky, let the thoughts come and go. Just watch them and relax. Breathe in and let go. go. Become aware of your feelings, pleasant or unpleasant, just be with them. Nothing to do, just watch and relax. You are peace, you are joy, you are a fountain of love. Relax more and more. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Become aware of your feelings and the thoughts. Become aware of the sensations in the body. Become aware of your surroundings. Take few deep breaths. Bring some movement in the body. And take few deep breaths. Slowly, with a smile, you may open your eyes. How do you feel? It's good. Did you realize 24 minutes? Did you realize that? Okay, look at your watch. See, this is so relaxing. Yeah? See, whatever was happening, though there were some irresponsible people talking, making some noise, yeah, still you were in deep rest, isn't it? You were aware but relaxed. So at this point, if you study, if you do some work, research has shown that it is 300% more effective, which is what I experienced as a student in IIT. What would require me 5 hours to complete something, I could finish the same in an hour and a half or 2. When I was working in Infosys, I would finish off my work by 4:30, 5 o'clock, and I could go. I was already an auto-training teacher. My colleagues had to sit in office till 8, 9 o'clock in the night. Because I would practice what I had learned, the art of living, the Sudarshan Kriya, the meditation. So this is a huge life skill that we have.
So one last thing before we go and have lunch. It's called dopamine. All of you may have heard of it somewhere or the other. It is a brain chemical. It's a brain hormone. Brain hormone, what it is? Right? I always get confused. And it is the most addictive substance that is known to us. It is more addictive than any daru you can think of. It is more addictive than any drug you can think of. It is so addictive that when rats had their dopamine centers activated whenever they would press the lever, those rats continued pressing the lever until they collapsed out of sheer exhaustion. उनके बाजू में खाना रखा, खाना नहीं खाया, lever press करते हैं. And if the same, not the same rats, but if rats were deactivated, their dopamine centers were deactivated, what happened was they never did anything and died of starvation rather than eat food that was kept. So dopamine is the get up and go thing. You know, when you are planning something fun, you feel energy, that is dopamine. Okay? When you are expecting something to happen, you feel energy, that is dopamine. You feel that nice feeling, that is dopamine. Okay? So basically we are all drug addicts. Only the drug is being manufactured by our own brain. And it can be badly misused. And social media, Facebook, Instagram, all these people have spent billions of dollars figuring out how to hijack your dopamine system. So remember that if you are planning something, if you are expecting something, you get a squirt of dopamine. And dopamine is addictive. Now what is happening when you go and check your Instagram? You are expecting something, maybe my post got a few likes, or maybe it became viral. So you go check it. So just that wanting to check and thinking of it gives you dopamine. Then you go and check it, whether it happened or not is alright. If it happened, you get even more dopamine. And so you mindlessly get into your phone all the time because you're getting this cheap dopamine kick. And that's why you are addicted. Okay? But, people go and do dopamine detoxes and all that, not a good idea. It's the thing that makes you want to live life. Without dopamine, you are basically dead. So then how to use it, how to use your biology for yourself? It's really quite simple. It comes back to that first thing. What do you want? When you say financial freedom, what do you mean by financial freedom? When you say, I want a strong, healthy, fit body, what do you mean by that? When you say, I want a great relationship, what do you mean by that? What does done look like? When you figure that out, you break it into projects. And then you break the project into tasks. And then you look at what task you can do today. And you do it. And because you do it, you get the dopamine. So you feel good. So then you do more. So you get more dopamine. So you feel even better. Then you do more. And like that, suddenly you are financially free. Suddenly you have a fantastic body. So you use the dopamine system the way it's supposed to be used. And you not let the big businesses hijack you. Remember that. Every time you're going onto the phone, you're making that Jeff Bezos rich. Is that really what you want to do at the cost of your own life? Okay. We could do a 2-hour workshop only on dopamine, but I wanted to put this in there. So don't be a puppet to your biology. Control your biology so that you can get to where it is you want to get to in life. So what are the things that we talked about? Simple things. What have I really asked you to do? I asked you to sleep. I asked you to breathe. I asked you to chant a little bit of Om. I asked you to move. Right? I asked you to meditate because as you saw, so nice, right? And then I asked you to focus on one thing while working, focus mode on, yes? And then reframe stress. Stress is just my body getting me ready for what's coming. And finally, not letting things around you hijack your dopamine system. So these are all easy things to do, right? They are also easy not to do. Okay? It's easy to not sleep. It's easy to say, one more reel. It's easy to put 3 things in front of you and say, no, power is not what it's talking about. I have done it. Right? It's easy to not do these things, and that's the trap. Alright? So, all the best to you guys. I don't have anything more to say. Those are my social media handles, the two that really matter, bhavadinesh.com. It is the website that I'm white coding right now, so the buttons are not working. They will start working in a week, but you can check it out. I'm really proud of it. Okay? And that's my YouTube channel. You've got 180,000 subscribers as of today. Today only we just crossed 180, so I'm very happy. Okay, we put videos up twice a week about topics like we talked about today. Alright? So please subscribe. Yes? And yeah, smile more, meditate more, be more happy, make other people you around you happy. Your life is sorted. Okay. All the best. Very good.
Thank you so much, sir. That was incredible. I think we have learned very basics of our life and how to take care of it in a very basic manner. So there was things like breathing, sleeping and taking care of yourself, and that was the hardest part, I feel. And I really felt while going through the session that yes, we do make mistakes in smaller level. So I hope this session will help us to grow, to reflect and to actually develop ourselves as an individual. So thank you so much, sir. And moving further, I would request Binder sir to express gratitude for this session.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, sir. Without going for a formal vote of thanks, I really express my sincere thanks to sir. We do not have words to express what we have gained today. I think everyone is on the same level where I am talking. So I request everyone to give a huge round of applause for our speakers. On behalf of Manipal University, Jaipur, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our today's speakers, Mr. Khurshid Batliwala and Mr. Dinesh Godke, for delivering such an insightful and thought-provoking session. Your inspiring words, your practical guidance, your positive outlook have undoubtedly equipped our newly admitted students, those who are about to start their professional courses, those who are about to start next step to their journey toward their professional excellence, for them valuable perspective to begin their academic and professional journey with confidence, resilience and purpose. We are truly grateful for your time and willingness to share. You came from a far distant place with experience from more than 45 countries. That is kind of experience that we could not have earlier. Even personally speaking, I could not find this kind of experience what I had in the last 10 to 15 minutes. In our journey, we usually forget to take care of ourselves. We simply take care of our studies, we take care of ambitions, we take care of what our parents are looking towards us, or society is expecting from us. But today, maybe in these 10 to 15 minutes, everyone has learned that if we go beyond what people they are thinking, if we go beyond and we simply think about ourselves, it can be much better, it can be a greater learning from that. So thank you, sir, for what you have delivered today. I would also like to express our sincere gratitude to our visionary university leadership, our Honorable President, Pro-President Sir, our Honorable Registrar Sir, and Provost Madam for their visionary leadership who have given us the opportunity to conduct this event here. A special note of appreciation goes to our Dean Madam, Dr. Madhura Yadav, who has actually conceived, designed, architected this particular event, who only nurtured this event that we should conduct it here for our newly admitted students who are about to start their journey. Because this is a point where if they are on the right path, definitely it will be very easy for DSW also to mold them into the right professionals and the good human beings. So with that intention, thank you ma'am for your vision. We are very happy that we did this event. I'm also thankful to Dr. Pankaj Vyas sir, Director DSW. Sir, it is your constant guidance, it is your support throughout the event, it is your leadership because of which we could make this event possible. My heartfelt thanks to all my colleagues and teammates in the Directorate, student welfare, whose dedication, teamwork and untiring efforts, they have ensured the seamless execution of this event. I would also like to acknowledge the invaluable support extended by Registrar's Office, IT Infra, technical staff present here in the building, GSA, the media team, everyone who worked tirelessly behind the scenes. And one very important part of this event that we tried today, a very special appreciation goes to our student club Aperture for their outstanding photography, videography and live streaming of this event. They did, from the last 2 days, they were trying to make this event a live streaming event. While the outside people, they were looking for money to do that. But our students, they did themselves only, with only little amount of infra. They did it and it is, this particular event, it is live streamed on YouTube at this moment. So finally, thank you all, our students, for your active participation and attentive presence. I can trust it that it was an attentive presence. Usually we do events and there will be presence. But sir, thank you. You made it very attentive for our class. So I hope you carry forward the lessons here today and make well-being an integral part of your academic and personal journey. So with that, I once again thank everyone for being a part of this memorable session. Have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Since the event was so overwhelming for all of us, sir, that we want that we should carry a bit of MUJ with you. So Dean ma'am and Director sir, please come forward. We'll present a memento to our guests. Thank you so much. Now students will display a QR code over here. This is a student chapter, yes please. Again an inspiration by Madhura ma'am that is there from 2018. So I would like all of you to scan. Okay ma'am.
Students, we have started this Express chapter in Manipal University, Jaipur in 2016. And many of our Manipal University, Jaipur students are now teachers of Art of Living. So if you want to learn this breathing technique, you can scan this QR code and we keep arranging this kind of workshops here. So if you are interested, you can contact Rohit Mathur and he will guide you.
Wait for a group photograph. Just before that, we'll scan this yes plus chapter.